I'm Jesse.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to the f***ing Elephant Show. Guys, it's Friday night. It's Friday, man. My second favorite F word. I hope you guys are having an amazing freaking weekend. I hope you guys are having a great start to the weekend. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope things are going well and super. Hey, I just wanted to get in here real quick and let everybody know if you guys don't know yet, my partner Chris and I, we are elephant leaders in the Elephant Challenge. We're doing a multifamily now for a lot of you guys who know. Nicole Tedder is freaking amazing. I love you, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Thanks. I hope you're having an awesome night. I was curious to kind of see because it's 6:55 p.m. in Alaska. So I was curious to see who all was still awake. Angel is in the East Coast. You're still awake. You and that. Hey, I didn't drop any F-bombs. It was bleeped out in the intro, and I said it was my second favorite F word. I love Fridays. I will say Friday all day long. Friday, baby. Hope everyone's having an amazing evening. Don't let up. Don't let up just because the weekend's here. Everybody else slows down, guys. Everybody else slows down on the weekends, and this is amazing because if you're a competitive person and you want to get an edge on everybody, that is when you move forward. That's when you should be hitting your foot to the accelerator. But hey, I just wanted to get in here real quick because Chris and I have a very special guest that is coming on our show tomorrow. Now, if you don't know anything about our show, like I was saying, Chris and I are elephant leaders, and we have a podcast called The Elephant Show. And it airs every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we stream on Facebook and in the tubes of the U variety. We can head into drive. What's going on here, Rebecca? Awake, heading to drive dump truck in Anchorage. Yeah. Everybody in Alaska should still be up. It's 6:56 p.m. I've still got about another hour and a half before I'm going to go to bed. I'm kind of an early bird. I don't want to brag, guys, but I was in bed by like 8:30 on New Year's Eve, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So, I'll be rocking it for probably about another hour and a half or so. But I see you guys on the East Coast. Yeah, it's almost 11 p.m. your guys' time. So thank you guys for being here. But again, I'm just putting this out there. This isn't going to be a long thing. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about lending. And this is going to be really fantastic because if you are new and you're sitting here thinking, hey, I don't have any money. Because I can't tell you how many. I've actually talked to quite a few people this week who are brand new to real estate. And they're under the impression, I ask them, well, what is it you're trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? What are your goals for this year and this quarter? And they said, well, I want to get into wholesaling, or maybe some of them have been wholesaling for a few months or even a couple years. And they say, well, I want to get into wholesaling and I want to start with wholesaling. And I want to get a couple wholesale fees so I can save that. And then I can use that money so I can go buy some more real estate. And I want to start investing in some more passive income. Now, here's the interesting part. I thought the same thing. And my partner, Chris, thought the exact same thing. We both thought we're under the impression that when we first started, that we had to have money. I had to have money in the account to go and do this. And as a matter of fact, is that not only wrong, it's not true. It's the furthest thing from the truth. You actually don't really need to know much to be successful in real estate. And we're going to dive more into that tomorrow. That's not what tonight's live is all about. But I just wanted to preface with, you guys don't need money to get started in real estate. You don't need money to buy real estate. And we're going to be talking about how to find private money lenders, how to build relationships with private money lenders, how to raise capital, all that kind of fun stuff. So join us tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, we're going to be streaming live on Facebook and the Creative Group in Alaska, all over the universe. So join us. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of value. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them in here. I'd love to get your guys' take and hear what you guys are not necessarily struggling with, but what are some of the bottlenecks in your guys' business concerning funding, and how can we kind of give you guys maybe some action steps or some clarity, or even just introduce you to some people that might be a good resource for you. So again, you don't need any money to start in real estate. You actually need very, very little. And you don't even need to know everything. So it's really interesting. The longer that I dive into this and learn, and the more conversations that I have, the more that I understand that, wow, as long as I can piece something together and bring value to the right people in the right places, you actually, like I said, you don't need to know much. You don't have to have any stinking money, which is really neat. So this is super exciting for me, because I've been doing single family residential real estate for about almost 3 years now, and diving into multifamily this year, just kind of with the Elephant Challenge. It kind of sprung Chris and I and our partner Colin into more multifamily investing. And it's been really neat. It's just, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I have a tendency to just go on, and I don't want to tonight. That's not what tonight is about at all. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick, preface with, hey, we're going to be talking about lending tomorrow and all the things money. So whether you are somebody who, hey, you know what, I've got money and I just want a passive income, we're gonna talk about being a lender from a lender's perspective, things that you should be wary of and cognizant of, and how to vet deals and all those sort of things. And then also we're going to be talking about things from the other perspective as an investor who needs money, who needs lending, and how to find and utilize those resources as well. So tomorrow's going to be super awesome. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being up here. Like I said, it's kind of late for you folks on the East Coast. So thank you for being here. Thank you guys. I appreciate this. I love my background too. As a matter of fact, my kids were helping me kind of set the studio up today, and we kind of got to take some fun pictures with it. So appreciate it. Perfect. Rebecca, I think you're up here in Alaska, if I remember right? Are you in Anchorage area by chance? We actually just started doing community events here in Alaska, which is really neat. It's super cool. And we're just kind of opening the conversation up of creative finance, because that's been, for those of you who live in Alaska, if anybody's watching this, you guys already know, like, Alaska's like 30 years behind the times. Like, I kid you not, they are still waiting to figure out that Nirvana is no longer a band. That's where we are in Alaska. But for everybody else who lives in Alaska, like you guys, honestly, you guys know this already. So when it comes to things like wholesaling and creative finance, like, nobody knows about what we're talking about. Nobody has any idea. And those who do will tell you, you know what, that's illegal. There's some ethical lines here. So what we've done with these community events is kind of open up that conversation a little bit and kind of give a little bit more information and insight into really what creative finance entails, and how we can offer solutions and provide results that really, sometimes professional and licensed individuals can't. And it's not a competitive thing. It's just, hey, let's all get together. Let's open up this conversation, whether you are a loan officer, whether you are a real estate agent, whether you're a contractor or an attorney, whatever that is. Let's get together. Let's open up that conversation, and let's see how we can all make money together. So the fact that, even if you don't live in Alaska, the fact that if you think that creative finance or sub 2 or whatever is illegal, everybody else is making money until you change your mind and decide to get on board. And for those of you who are already leaning towards that direction, 2023 is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be major for creative finance and helping these individuals out. So I'm pretty excited. Oh, Rebecca's out in Wasilla. Rebecca, I'm out in Wasilla. We should be friends. We should be best friends. That's awesome. A newbie from Alaska. Awesome. I love it. Do me a favor real quick. I don't know if you have to do this every time or just some of the time, but I'm assuming you're watching this in the Facebook group. So if you scroll to just about, I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this so I can share this on these live so everybody knows what we're talking about. But just above the live where you're watching this, in the description, at the very bottom of the description, it'll say, click this link to give StreamYard access to your Facebook account so we can share your name. So on your end, when you're posting, I'm sure you're seeing your name, but from our end, it just says Facebook user. And one thing that we love doing when we jump on and do these lives is we love to know who we're interacting with. So if you guys could grant StreamYard access so we can see your name, that would be super dope. Ashley, we need to connect. I really appreciate you. I'm getting ready to start sub 2 so I can learn the process. So what do you mean specifically, Ashley? You're getting ready to start sub 2, like you're joining sub 2, or you're getting ready to like start sub 2ing properties and just kind of learning the process that way? What do you mean specifically? You're getting ready to start sub 2, like the actual like sub 2? You haven't. Oh, yes, you do have a meeting with us on January 27th. You know what? You are the last person we ended up having to, because we took a hard pivot with what we're doing this year. And so when we first started earlier in the year, our business partner, or me, Chris, and Colin, we were doing like 30 to 40 hours worth of Zooms every single week. Now, think about this, guys. 30 to 40 hours of Zooms. That's a full-time job. We were doing 30 to 40 hours of Zooms, like one-on-one Zooms with other people, which was awesome. And I highly recommend, if you're just starting out, I highly recommend doing that. That was something like that really skyrocketed our business, because what it did was it gave us an opportunity to talk to 5 or 6 people every single day. And it was scheduled, right? We created a Calendly, and it was the same times every day so that we could stay consistent with it. And we talked to 5 or 6 new people every single day for about an hour each. And we got to figure out, what are they good at? What gives them energy? What do they love doing? And we got to figure out where we could kind of come together and provide value for each other, which was phenomenal. And it allowed us to meet, I'm terrible at math, 25 or 30 people, new people every single week that we otherwise would have never met. So when it came to having resources and funding is another good example. Actually, the individual that we're bringing on tomorrow, that's where that relationship started. As a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, was from us creating that Calendly link and having these one-on-ones with people and just saying, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. What do you have going on in your business? Where's the bottleneck? Where can we come together and work together? Where can we make money together? Where can I provide and lead with value to you and your business? How can I help with no other expectation? And it really set us apart. So if there's anybody who is wondering, I'm new, where do I start? I think creating a Calendly, and guys, it doesn't got to be 30, 40 hours a week like we were doing of just one-on-one Zooms. This could be as simple as, hey, I've got 30 minutes here and I've got 30 minutes here. So schedule them out, create a Calendly, fill that Calendly, and now you're meeting 2 new people and having 30-minute conversations every single day. That's 10 new people a week. Guys, how much is your network going to grow by just being that consistent? 10 people a week, that's 40 people a month. When it comes to things like deals, lenders, resources, people to work with, people to bring into your business, 40 new people a month, are you kidding me? That's amazing. But most people won't stay consistent. That's the thing. Everybody has the capability. There's people that are less qualified than you, that are doing more than you, simply because, 1, they have the balls to do it, and 2, they are willing to stay consistent. And I think that's the big thing. If you guys have been watching Chris and I at all, the big thing that we have, that we talk about, is intentionality and consistency. Oh, Justin Young, dude, bro, how come we haven't met up yet, man? I know that we've gone a little bit. There's been a little bit of back and forth over Messenger, so we definitely need to catch up for sure, bro. Javier, I love Javier, dude. Jesse, still on the hunt to bring your business a deal. I haven't forgotten about y'all, and I appreciate our last meeting on where to focus my time, bro. Absolutely, man, 100%. I think that's the big thing, dude. I think there's just a lot of people, they get started in real estate. We actually had a meeting with an individual today. I won't say their name, but they were new, and they were just trying to figure out where to get started. They download a system, and they would make some calls. Then they would call some realtors. Then they would call some buyers. Then they would try to go play in the system a little bit and learn a little bit more. And one of the big pieces. Like if I could go back, if I was to restart where I was from day one, here's what I would do. Because I've been there. And maybe a lot of you, maybe you guys feel like you're right there. Maybe you guys feel like you're in a place right now to where you're like, man, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm just busy all freaking day. There's a term for that. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but there's a term for when you are busy all day and you go and lay in your head on the pillow at night and you're looking up at the ceiling and you're like, gosh, damn it. I got nothing done today. There's a term for that, and it's called mental masturbation. And it essentially is saying that, hey, just because you think you are busy does not mean that you are being productive. And so you can make calls here. You can go jump on the computer here. You can go try to build relationships with buyers. You get on Facebook. You're doing whatever, right? The big thing is that's keeping people from being successful. It's not that they're like if you were to measure like me, like I'm a busy individual, and I think a lot of people follow me know me that I get up at 3 a.m. pretty faithfully. I do the same thing every single day. And let's say you take most other people, and I'm not saying that I'm, I don't know everything. I probably next to most people, I don't know a whole lot. But what I've learned over the last couple years, specifically in terms of productivity and building a business and being intentional and consistent, what I can tell you is if you were to take I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this. I'm not a scientist or anything. I don't even know if what I'm going to say is about to make sense, but it makes sense in my head. If you were to take the amount of energy per minute that I spend compared to most people, it's probably pretty similar in terms of how busy they are throughout the day and things are getting done and all these other kind of things. The difference is the way that I am intentional with my time. That's it. I'm laser focused. I've got the blinders on and I'm focused on one freaking thing. That's it. And my business partner, Chris, is focused on one thing. My other business partner, Colin, he's focused on one thing. That's it. So if you feel like you're stuck and you're doing all these different things, but you lay down at night and you're like, man, I was busy, but I got nothing done. Maybe you feel like that right now. Maybe you're like, man, I've been at this real estate thing for like 6 months and I haven't found a deal yet. I haven't gotten a deal. I can guarantee you that is exactly why. You're trying to do too much and you're trying to do it all by yourself. So the biggest piece of advice I could give you, download or create a Calendly and schedule out block time. If you're sitting here saying, Jesse, I don't have all this time. You know what? I didn't either. But here's a piece of advice that I got a few years ago and I've never forgotten it. Millionaires don't complain about time. If you got two people, if you got one person who is extremely busy and you got another person who has a clear schedule, if you have a task that you need to delegate to somebody and you got somebody who's busy AF and you got somebody who's not busy AF, most people are going to be like, oh, this person's busy. Let me give it to this person. Wrong. You need the busy person will find a way to get it done. That's the difference. So, just because you're busy doesn't mean you're being intentional. Focus on one thing. And look who it is. Yo, my BFF.
What's going on, man?
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everyone?
What's up, dude?
Late to the party.
What's up, bro? I was planning on only being in here for 5 minutes, and well, you know how that goes.
Look what happened. Let me see. What's going on? I see we got Nicole Tedder. Nicole's amazing, man.
Dude, I freaking love Nicole.
Like,
she's such a peach, man.
Look at this. Newbie from Anchorage. Facebook user, not for sure who's that. Newbie from Anchorage. I'd love to talk more. What did I just walk into?
Well, we were talking about lenders, and then it dragged out to something else. And then I remember the meeting that we had earlier this morning. When we had that individual who was like, man, I'm making calls. I'm doing this with the systems. Then I'm calling these other guys. But I don't feel like I'm getting too much traction. So we were just kind of talking about focusing on one thing, getting dialed in on one thing, finding somebody else that you can bring into your business to facilitate some of these other things. Because everybody thinks that they got to do it and they got to do it by themselves and they got to do it from A to Z.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
And so what better? And people are going to be like, well, I don't know this person who can do this. Hence the Calendly, guys. Hence that's why I said, hey, create a Calendly account and, start filling that Calendly up. Go into different Facebook pages and go find time. Go be intentional with your freaking time. Real estate's all about relationships. So if you need other people to work with to facilitate some of these other parts of your business, that's up to you to go build those relationships. And it's more than just jumping on Facebook and saying, oh, John likes cats and I love cats. Let's be friends now. So that's the best way to do it, guys. Go focus on one thing. So the advice that I gave this morning, I said, you know what? If I had it over to do again, here's what I would do. I would get really, really good at lead gen. What business is successful that has zero lead gen? None. So with this elephant challenge, everybody, for the most part, everybody, I would assume, has Privy. So if everybody has Privy, that should be your number one. If it was me, if I had it over to do again and I didn't have to pay all that money that I did to join those various mentorships in the beginning, and I just had the elephant challenge available, I would have gotten Privy. I would have jumped into the elephant challenge, gotten Privy. And guys, this is a step-by-step. This is legit what I would have done. Get Privy, and I would learn Privy like nobody's business. I learned Privy like a mofo. Now I would start figuring out what the different systems are, how to filter things. I'd be understanding what ARV is, what your MAO is, how to calculate rehab costs for the market. Make sure you guys are running and doing market analysis and what that entails as the market is shifting across the country, and know how it's affecting your market or markets. And I'd get really, really good at that. And then I would start learning how to submit offers. So we tasked this individual, take next week and get really, really good. At least you don't even got to be like an expert. Just get really good at understanding the systems enough to where you can say, hey, I've got this. I've streamlined it. I've taken the entire week and that's all I've done. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not talking. I don't even have my Calendly. All I'm doing right now is got the blinders on and I'm just focused on Privy. I'm just focused on understanding the lead gen portion of this. And then in 2 weeks, take all the leads that you're getting in now and start making offers on those. And then once you get an offer that's accepted, partner with Chris and I. Everybody that's partnering with Chris and I is making money right now.
100%.
Whether you're a wholesaler, whether you're a buyer, whether you are a lender, let us help you learn how to do this for free. While you're learning that lead generation part, go find somebody else who can close your deals, who has buyers in those states, who can contact and handle the title work, not the title work, but can handle the conversations with the title company to handle that work, all that kind of fun stuff. And do that for 90 days. Just be a freaking beast. Put the blinders on. Don't mind what anybody else is doing, guys. Just put the blinders on and get really, really good at lead gen for 90 freaking days. Because what happens is, and Chris has shared this before, you got people who get started in real estate, or shit, maybe they've been doing it for a year and still haven't gotten a deal. Whatever that looks like, it's easy after a week, 2 weeks, whatever that is, of not getting traction, to start scrolling through Facebook and you see some knucklehead who's only been doing real estate for 10 days get a $40,000 wholesale check. And then you're like, oh, what's that person doing that I'm not? What'd you do? What'd you do? And they're like, oh, well, I got this from door knocking. So you quit what you're doing and you end up going door knocking. Then after 2 weeks of getting the door slammed in your face, you're like, wow, this ain't working. And then you see somebody else post another check. I got this from text blasting. I got this from a probate deal. So you're like, oh, well, door knocking doesn't work. I'm going to go make friends with probate attorneys. And that's the problem, guys. That's the problem right there. If you guys had it over to do again, that's exactly what you should do. Put the blinders on. If you're doing the Elephant Challenge, fantastic, because you got an entire community of people that you can reach out to. You got leaders that you can reach out to. You got people that are doing the same thing that you guys are already doing. That only makes sense. Put the blinders on. Don't mind what anybody else is doing. Get off of Facebook. Actually, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't put the blinders on for 90 days. Guys, get the hell out of Facebook. And get really, really good for 90 days of learning lead gen. Become the Michael Jordan in 90 days of lead generation. Okay? Once you do that, that's when you start bringing somebody else into your business. Only at that time. Stop trying to grow too fast. Stop being lazy. Put the damn work in. Find somebody to come in who wants to learn as well, who is where you were. They have more time than they have money. And say, hey, I will show you whatever you want to know. I need you to come in and lead gen for me. Is that something that aligns with what you're trying to do? Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Show them everything you know about lead generation. Now, once that person gets caught up, now guess what? Now you've got 40 hours a week that are like, bam, given to you now. So you take those 40 hours a week and you start doing acquisitions, right? Instead of having somebody else close your deals now, instead of sending those deals to me and Chris to close, now you're closing them.
Yep.
And you start learning the art of negotiating. You start learning sales. You start learning how to articulate yourself, how to tell stories, how to present yourself, how to persuade. That's what you spend those extra 40 hours doing. And then guess what? When you get really, really good at that, then you bring somebody else in to do that. And the entire time that you're closing, that you're getting deals under contract, send your shit over to me and Chris and let us go find you a buyer. I feel like I'm plugging me and Chris pretty hard. I don't mean to do that. That's how Chris and I have built our business model this year. Send it to whoever. I don't give a shit. Send it to whoever. Have somebody else dispo your deals while you have somebody doing lead gen, and you have somebody else, or you have somebody else doing lead gen, and you're building up the acquisitions portion. So you're the one getting in there negotiating those deals. Have somebody else go out and dispo those. Once that portion is filled up, once you've done that for another 90 days, you're as an acquisitions manager, just running acquisitions and closing deals. Guess what? Go bring somebody else in. Bring somebody else in at that point to be your acquisitions manager. And go take those 40 hours a week now and go start building the dispo part of your business. And now whoever that was doing your dispo, now they become more hands-off. But guys, do you want to know the fastest way to build a business? Go work with somebody. Go JV.
Absolutely.
Be very, very intentional with it and get really... It would almost be fun, Chris. Now that I'm thinking about it, it'd almost be fun to go take somebody who's brand new and personally mentor them, having them do this and document that entire process.
That'd be pretty neat, actually.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would anybody get value if Chris and I did that?
Amazing.
I love that. Anyway, whoops. To wrap this whole thing up, Chris, you know what? Is there anything else you want to add, bro?
No, I think
you're going on like 30 minutes now. This is only going to be like a 5 to 10 minute thing. Classic Jesse, right?
Classic Jesse, 100%. But no, more so, I think you nailed everything, man. More so, getting back to what Jesse stated, you can't really do it alone. I don't know one successful individual who did it alone. You have to have the right individuals behind you and around you, and not just anyone. One who are in alignment and at the same time have the same mindset. You can't force yourself to be around someone who don't have the same mindset. You got someone who wants to do this. In a hypothetical, want to be a McDonald's manager for the rest of their life versus you want to be a $1 million successor. I don't know what that may be. You know, we got an audience of, you know, the green experience, whether it's 20, 30, 50 years, but more so just align yourself with the right people. And I guarantee you, once you start JVing and you realize that you don't have to know everything. We build our entire business off the book, who, not how. We literally talk about that all the time because we truly, truly mean that. Myself, Jesse, and our third business partner, Colin Gibney, we are successful because of that. We don't know everything. Like literally, we're well experienced, but you know, there's times where we don't know everything, and it's okay. It is totally okay. We just find the person who do know JB, and then get that deal or whatever that may look like to the finish line. So don't be afraid to reach out. No offense about it. You know, Jesse and I are always here on whether that, you know, reaching out through text, social media, but you know, you have to ask questions. Morgan Winters, learning I need a real deal closer, not my strong point. That is okay. It don't have to be. That is okay. Jesse and I, we have a acquisition part of our business that we build out. We got 2 phenomenal acquisition managers who are great on the calls. And then once they proceed with that process, myself, Jesse, or Colin would more than happily get on the phone with your seller or agent and close the deal for you. You know, I'm not for sure what's your superpower, Morgan, but more so, I'm not for sure if you watched the Avatar series, but whatever you're good at, stay with it. And whatever you're not good at, find somebody who is good at that in JV. That is it. And you'd be shocked how literally things can change within 3 to 6 months. Because I know I was very shocked. Because literally when I first saw, a lot of people know that I'll watch our show. Literally when I was in the hospitality restaurant, when I first got into real estate, I tried to do by myself and it just didn't work out, right? And it worked out, right? Let me phrase this. It worked out to the fact that I, you know, got my first deal by myself, which is great. But it would have took me a lot longer to bring me where I'm at today if I wasn't around the right people. 100%. Absolutely, Morgan. Anytime. Thanks for
Chris,
being here, boy. Yes.
If Morgan does let me rephrase that. Does Morgan need to even know how to close deals to make a shit ton of money in real estate?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Really? Can she make a lot of money without ever even talking to a seller?
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Just goes to show, guys, you guys don't need to know everything. You don't need to do everything.
Absolutely. Just literally find you know exactly what you're good at. Find what really motivates you. Find your avatar. And once you realize what your avatar is, I trust me, everything will come together. Now, don't try to pick like 8, 9 different avatars and say, oh, I'm this, and this, and this. It will come to a point where you would like to do a lot of different of those avatars, but at the same time, just pick one thing, like as Jesse was stating earlier, and I guarantee once you master that one thing, everything else will start coming together. And then you will start not drifting, more so you'll start executing other avatars, which is great, but then at that point, you'll have a team around you. Like myself, Jesse, and our other business partner, Colin, we have an acquisitions team now. We have, like you said earlier, we have a disposition team. And now we also have a transaction coordinator business. It's just a lot of different moving parts. However, we didn't start with all of it. We literally slowly built it out, in which finding the right people, understanding exactly what their goals, what their alignments are, and what that next step may look like. So hope that answer any of your questions and more so. I know Jesse was trying to wrap it up there, but I just want to throw it out there. Visionary, connector. That's totally fine. Jesse and I are both visionaries. I personally have a little integrated tendencies, but but I'm a full. I believe I'm like 85% visionary, but
We don't hold that against him, by the way.
and she's also a connector, helper, unicorn agent. So there you go. So between the visionary, the connector, the helper, and the unicorn agent, which one do you do the best? That we got to figure that out. And once you figure that out, write it down. Don't just keep it in your mind. Write it down more so, and just really understand exactly how can you really execute it at that. If you're a visionary, figure out what they look like. How are you going to increase your, not just your mindset, but your growth and your well-being of just overall morale, right? You know, visionaries, they don't, you know, it's great to be a visionary, but how can you really execute that with those around it? How are you going to be able to make yourself better to actually give back? Because any entrepreneur as a visionary, their main purpose should be trying to grow their self to give back to others. If you're trying to be an entrepreneur and you're just stuck in the same place, it's not going to last for long. It's not going to last for long, which is, you know, for some people, they may get by, but it won't scale at a higher level. Sorry, guys. I took a bunch of Theraflu this morning. Just throwing that out there. I was trying to knock out everything before tomorrow's show, but still a little left in me. You guys are the truth. Always dropping nuggets. Appreciate you being here, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words, Javier. Really appreciate it.
But guys, just to bring it on home, always, please feel free to reach out to anyone. Not if it's not us, make sure you reach out to someone who's going to help you get to the finish line, whatever that may look like. If you need something, if you need somebody to get on the phone, if it's not us, reach out to someone else that's that you know are taking action. Let's just say they're taking action. Reach out to a sub 2 student, a sub 2 mastermind student who's experienced, who's been not just train. I don't want to say train. I don't like the word train. I want to say coach. That's been coached and experienced and been in the industry for a little bit and willing to help. And do I see Julie Burhart?
Oh my gosh! Look who it is!
I was like, she distracted me a little bit. Look at that. Julie is actually going to be on tomorrow, guys. She is the. I gotta tell them she's going to be the special guest. She's going to be on tomorrow. She's going to be phenomenal. I'm actually looking forward to this one. She's an amazing individual. She's actually a private money lender, and she's going to, go over just the nuances and some of the pros and cons of being a private money lender. It's going to be an amazing experience, guys. You're going to see an actual private money lender. You get everyone say, "Oh, I'm a lender," but never, respond back to you. But Julie is
just a bunch of wholesalers.
Exactly. But Julie is the real deal. She's gonna go on. She's gonna come on tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over all the behind the scenes stuff. So it's gonna be pretty neat. I'm excited about that tomorrow. Julie, can't wait to see you tomorrow. You guys gonna see her lovely face. But yeah, man. I'm sorry about that, Julie. I mean, I'm not Julie. Jesse. Rebecca, I am too. Great to see you, Rebecca.
Dude, Rebecca's here in Alaska, bro. She's in Wasilla.
I did not know that.
Fun fact, I didn't either. I found out tonight.
Really? Small world.
I actually now that she messaged you, I think I was in a messenger chat with her. I think she did tell me about it. But yeah, Rebecca, yeah, we need to definitely meet up. You need to I think we're having our next meetup in. It's going to be in Eagle River on Friday the 13th. So hopefully we can get together before then, though. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Liz, I'm excited for tomorrow, too. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super dope.
I'll probably be in Alaska. June? I think it's June. I'll be in Alaska. I think.
Say what?
I'm trying to think when I was coming to Alaska.
Yeah, we're doing our half marathon.
That's correct, in June.
June
guys, 17th. I just want to mentally prepare. If you guys don't see me after June, let's just plan the funeral now because I died at the marathon. Yeah, we're doing a marathon, guys. Mentally, I'm prepared for it, but I don't think my body's there yet. But I'm excited for that as well. Another Friday the 13th. Yes, that is correct.
I'm pretty sure it's Friday the 13th, isn't it?
Yeah, that is correct.
Nope. No, you're right. I messed that up. Nope. It's the 10th. It's Friday the 10th.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Julie,
Julie.
you can come up too. You can do it with us. Just just throwing it out there.
Let's go, Julie.
But no, thank you all for being here. We truly appreciate it. Sorry if I jumped in a little bit late, but more so, tomorrow's going to be very exciting. We got a special guest. Truly a real private money lender that's coming in. That's going to give you guys a lot of just overall value. Just, you know, the black and white. There's no gray areas. This is what a real private money lender looks for, what that really entails, and just things to look out for. Because at the end of the day, you know, you want to make sure you have the right. A lot of people look for the right buyers, but at the same time, you have to have the right lenders around you as well. And, you know, all money ain't good money, right? It's just the fact of like, there's a lot of people, transparently, guys, to be vulnerable here. A lot of people like to offer us money. We don't work with everyone. Transparently, we do not work with everyone. Because at the same time, our goals and everything has to align. You can't just force something to happen. It's got to be a relationship there. So, yeah, she's going to come in. I'm super excited before that tomorrow, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Again, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, guys. Another Friday the 13th. And I'm glad my internet is better this time. I'm so excited. I know what I did too. I changed something. We'll talk about that later. So it was me the whole time. It wasn't my
it wasn't the landlord.
No, it wasn't the landlord.
Those slum landlords.
Hilarious.
Damn real estate investors. Well, guys, listen, to wrap this whole thing up, hopefully you guys are getting value out of Chris and I, out of our show. We appreciate you guys coming. Appreciate you guys spending some time with us. I know it's Friday night, so it's interesting to think. You know, I've shared the story real quick just in wrapping this up. Chris and I met last March. We're coming up on our friend anniversary, bro.
That is true.
That's exciting.
That is
so last year when I went down to Arizona, I remember sitting in an Outback Steakhouse, and it was me and a group of other guys that were there for the mastermind. And we're having these high-level conversations, like super high-level. We're talking about like doing some awesome shit. And we're just masterminding, talking about money-making moves, about family, about legacy, about retiring our parent, like all these things. And it was so surreal to me because I'm sitting there with all of these guys in this table. It's probably like 7 or 8 of us. And we're having these conversations. And it was so surreal because I sit back in my chair, and as they're still talking, and I just start looking around the restaurant. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I wonder what all those guys are talking about. I wonder what everybody else, like if I could go to each table and just listen in on what it is they're talking about. Are they bitching about how their day was, how their week was? Are they bitching about the weather, complaining about their kids' school, their boss, their spouse? Or maybe they're not even bitching at all. Maybe they're talking about going home and binging on the new series of Game of Thrones or something. And here I am sitting in this same restaurant having a different conversation. And it was just a surreal experience for me that hit me because I'd never really took the time to acknowledge, like, hey, those are the type of conversations I used to have. And then here's the type of conversations that I'm having now in the same restaurant, same atmosphere. But it was just such a surreal experience for me. And it's just neat to look back at even just how the last year has been. I mean, just to see what we're doing now, where we've grown, and what we're doing this year. It's been so phenomenal. Nothing has changed. I still go to Outback Steakhouse, but the conversation has changed. It's been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. Be intentional. We appreciate you guys being here. And the reason I brought that up was because it's Friday night. You guys could be out at Outback Steakhouse talking about the weather and how the week was or whatever. And you guys are here spending some time with us, asking some great questions. I freaking love Angel.
Angel's amazing.
Angel's such an angel. You know that? Love you, Angel. But this is awesome. This is the type of stuff. This is where growth happens. This is where people talk about putting their head down for 6 months and just making shit happen.
Yep.
Wow, we're at 45 minutes live now, dude. This is supposed to be done 40 minutes ago. And here we are. So hopefully you guys got some value. Hopefully you guys got some insight and some clarity moving forward for next week. If you feel like you're not getting any traction, or if you feel like you're busy all the time, but you're not quite where you need to be. So hopefully Chris and I gave you some ideas on where to start and where to start taking action next week if you haven't done that already. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Again, real quick, one more reminder. We got Julie coming in to talk about private money lending. So if you guys want to be a lender, we're going to be having that conversation from a lender's perspective. And also, if you need lending, how do you reach out to private money lenders? How do you build those relationships? I'm just going to, spoiler alert, it's not going on Facebook and saying, hey, who's a private money lender? We'll get more into that tomorrow, though. Love you guys. Chris, anything else, brother?
No, I think I'm excited for tomorrow. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Julie Burhart will be here.